Okay, so welcome back, everyone, for another deep dive. And today we're going to be looking at something,
Interesting.
yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah,
AI-powered email marketing.
right.
Um, and specifically, we're going to be focusing on a tool called Claritas.
Okay.
And the basic idea is that it uses AI to kind of personalize the entire email process.
Right.
So you know everything from who you target with your emails to the subject lines that you use.
Yeah.
And it promises to significantly increase open rates, click-through rates, all that stuff. So,
Mm,
yeah.
very cool.
So we're going to take a deep dive into Claritas today, and hopefully by the end you'll have a better understanding of what it is, how it works, and maybe even some of the ethical implications of it. So,
Yeah, definitely. I think that ethical piece is an important one to consider as AI gets increasingly sophisticated in marketing. So I'm really
right.
curious to see how Claritas addresses that, or even if they acknowledge it.
Right. Yeah, I'm curious to see that too. But yeah, so let's start with the basics.
Yeah.
You know, what exactly is Claritas? How would you define it?
Well, from what I've gathered, it's essentially an AI-powered platform that claims to really supercharge your email marketing efforts. It promises to take things to a whole new level by really honing in on personalized audience targeting and messaging.
Okay, so it's not just about blasting out the same email to everybody on your list.
Well, right. It's not about that spray and pray approach anymore.
It's about like actually tailoring the message to each individual person.
Exactly. Yeah. It's all about personalization at scale, which,
Yeah.
as you can imagine, is where the AI comes in. It would be impossible to do that manually for any sizable email list.
Yeah, so this is where this Claire comes in, right?
Exactly. Claire is the name of the AI engine that powers the whole platform. It's kind of like the brains of the operation.
Okay, and what is Claire actually doing?
Yeah.
How does it work?
Well, based on the materials, it seems like Claire analyzes a ton of data to figure out the optimal audience for each email campaign. And not only that, but it can actually dynamically adjust the targeting as the campaign runs based on real-time data.
Wow, so it's not just like a one-time thing where you set it and forget it. It's like constantly learning and adjusting.
Exactly. That's the key here. It's all about continuous optimization, and that's one of the big selling points of Claritas, this idea that your campaigns are never really static. They're always evolving and improving as Claire gathers more data.
So it's kind of like having a little AI marketing assistant working for you 24/7.
Pretty much, yeah. That's a good way to put it. It's like having an entire team of data analysts constantly crunching numbers and tweaking things behind the scenes to ensure your campaigns are performing at their best.
Okay, but so like what specific things is Claire doing, to optimize these campaigns?
Well, one of the big things is personalizing subject lines because, as you know, the subject line is like the first impression, right? It's what determines whether someone even opens your email in the first place.
Oh, absolutely.
So Claire analyzes data to figure out what kinds of subject lines resonate best with different segments of your audience, and then it tailors the subject lines accordingly to try to maximize open rates.
So it's like doing A/B testing on steroids.
Yeah, pretty much. It's like having thousands of A/B tests running simultaneously all the time.
Wow, and it's not just subject lines, right?
Right. Claire can also personalize the actual content of the email. So, instead of sending out the same generic message to everyone, it can actually tailor the messaging to different segments based on their interests, demographics, past behavior, all sorts of things.
Oh, that's really interesting. So it's taking personalization to a whole new level.
Exactly. And that's the real promise of AI in email marketing, right? The ability to deliver these hyper-personalized experiences that really resonate with each individual recipient.
Yeah, because in theory that should lead to much higher engagement, right?
Exactly. If people feel like the message is tailored specifically to them, they're much more likely to actually read it, click through, and ultimately take whatever action you want them to take.
Now, beyond just optimizing existing campaigns, they also talk about this idea of expanding reach and impact. What exactly do they mean by that?
Well, this is where the AI's ability to analyze data and spot patterns really comes into play, because Claire can help you uncover new audience segments that you might not have even known existed.
So it's not just about getting more out of your existing audience, but also about finding new people who might be interested in your products or services.
Exactly. It's about expanding your reach beyond your traditional target market and identifying new pockets of potential customers.
Okay, so how does Claire actually go about doing that?
Well, it uses a combination of machine learning algorithms and data analysis to look for patterns in your existing customer data, and then it uses those patterns to identify other groups of people who share similar characteristics.
So it's kind of like it's building these detailed profiles of your ideal customers and then searching for other people who fit those profiles.
Exactly. It's like having a team of super sleuths constantly scouring the internet for new leads.
Wow. And what about, we've talked a lot about email specifically, but they also mentioned that Claritas can optimize your entire media mix. So what does that mean?
Right. So while email is obviously a big focus for Claritas, it's not just limited to that. They actually claim that Claire can help you optimize your entire marketing strategy across all channels.
Okay, so like, what does that look like in practice?
Well, for example, it can help you figure out which channels are most effective for reaching different audience segments. So maybe, Facebook ads work really well for reaching millennials, but email is still the best way to connect with baby boomers.
Ah, I see.
And it can also help you personalize your messaging across all those different channels so you're always delivering a consistent and targeted experience no matter where people are interacting with your brand.
So it's kind of like it's taking this idea of AI-powered personalization and applying it to your entire marketing ecosystem.
Exactly. It's about creating a more unified and cohesive approach to marketing where all your different channels are working together seamlessly.
Yeah. Okay, so before we get too carried away here, let's recap, what are the key benefits of Claritas as laid out in the material that we've looked at?
Sure. Well, they really emphasize the speed and accuracy of Claire. This AI engine can supposedly analyze vast amounts of data and make decisions much faster than any human marketer could.
Yeah.
They also highlight the effortless optimization and automation aspect. This idea that Claire takes care of all the heavy lifting so you can focus on other aspects of your business.
Right.
And of course, they talk a lot about the uncovering of hidden audience insights, finding those segments that you might never have discovered on your own.
Hmm.
And they also emphasize expanding reach and impact through this AI-driven segmentation and then ultimately, optimizing your entire media mix for maximum ROI.
Right. So it's a pretty bold set of claims.
Yeah.
I mean, if Claritas can actually deliver on all this, it could be a real game changer for marketers.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's definitely a very compelling vision of the future of marketing. And I think a lot of marketers are understandably excited about the potential of AI to really transform the way we do things.
Right. But, there are also some potential downsides to consider, right? Like, what about the ethical implications of all this?
Yeah.
You know,
Oh, absolutely.
AI-powered personalization. I mean, some people might argue that it's getting a little too creepy.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's a fine line between personalization and feeling like your every move is being tracked and analyzed.
Right. And what about the potential for bias? If these AI algorithms are trained on data that already reflects existing biases, then they could actually end up perpetuating those biases.
That's a really important point, and it's something that we need to be very mindful of as we develop and deploy these AI systems in marketing. We need to make sure that we're not inadvertently creating algorithms that discriminate against certain groups of people.
Yeah, so I think it's clear that AI has the potential to revolutionize email marketing,
Yeah.
but it's also important to proceed with caution.
Mm-hmm.
We need to be aware of the potential downsides and make sure that we're using these technologies responsibly and ethically.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. This is a powerful tool. And like any powerful tool, it can be used for good or for bad. It's up to us to ensure that we're using it in a way that benefits everyone.
Yeah, so uh, listeners, we want to know what you think about all
Hmm.
this. Is AI the future of email marketing, or are there some things we should be wary of?
Mm,
Share your thoughts with us. And until next time, keep diving deep. It's not
definitely.
diving deep.
All right. Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.